What's up, guys? Welcome back to Rip City Rundown. And today we're going to be going over if Deandre Ayton to the Blazers, which is starting to gain steam as a rumor, is a good move for the Blazers this offseason. Now, this mainly came to light after Damian Lillard liked a recent tweet that I'll put on the screen right now saying Deandre Ayton would look better in a Blazer uniform or something like that. He's also been a guy we've kind of been looking at to target in free agency. He will be a restricted free agent coming up this summer as his contract expires. So the Suns will be able to match anything that we offer, but after that Game 7 performance and just how this team is currently constructed, the Suns might want to switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, I think, first off, I just appreciate Dame and his activeness on Twitter. I'm a huge fan of, when NBA players, actually, they don't, tamper, but they, definitely, they'll respond to fans' questions. Remember, after Giannis lost Game 7 or whatever, Dame was out of any players, he tweeted, I'd want to play with Giannis. He's talking about how good he thinks Ayton is. It's a low-key, a little bit of a recruiting tactic by Dame, while not technically tampering. So I like that. On to DeAndre Ayton. I think when he's at his best, he is a top 5 center in the league. But one of his biggest problems that people have with him, he's not physical enough. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's sometimes his issue a lot. He doesn't assert his dominance like he kind of just takes a back seat to other players. Mm-hmm. When in reality, he's talented enough to go get you 20 and 10 a night. He's done it plenty of times. He's done it a lot against the Blazers. The Blazers is one of the best teams he's against. So when it comes to signing Ayton, the issue is, for me, the amount of money he's going to ask for. Mm-hmm. And that takes you out of it. Obviously, you're not going to re-sign Nurkic if you get Ayton.
Of course.
And possibly it kind of takes you out of a chance maybe to re-sign Simons. I talked about this in the video about Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine's going to be wanting a max contract as well. I don't know if Ayton's going to want a max, but he's going to want near a max. So just the amount of money you're signing to a guy. Now, I would personally probably rather have Ayton than LaVine just because it just switches it up, fits a little differently. That's just a lot of money going to one guy.
Yeah, I think money aside, obviously that's a big issue when it comes to especially a small market team like Portland. I think one of the things you have to look at is you have to compare Ayton to Nurk because that's who we're comparing here. And if we're being honest, I'm taking Ayton every time. Dame hasn't really ever had a skillful big who is also athletic. It can run the floor. Nurk is not that athletic. Nurk is more of a bruiser. He's known as the Bosnian Beast. Sometimes he makes some plays that are head-scratching. I think Ayton's a smarter player. I do think he's more a better rim protector, although Nurk had a great season before he got injured. He was a great defender. He's obviously lost a step or two since his injury. But I think the Ayton type of big, that mold, would fit with a Dame better. There's been rumors about Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert and Ayton are they're similar in the sense they're both athletic. Obviously, Rudy he's much better on the defensive end. But I do think having someone who is athletic could be good for Damian Lillard. Now, the pay, like you said, could be an issue.
The thing that makes me want to sign DeAndre Ayton, on the other hand, is the fact that he's so young. He's 24 years old, 23 years old, and then suddenly you sign Ayton. You still probably bring back Simons. There's just a little bit of concern when it comes to that, but you're still probably bringing him back. And then you're also adding probably a top 6, top 5 pick. We'll figure that out later tonight as you're probably watching this. And then suddenly you've got a really good young core of guys all under 24, 23, and 3 guys to do that. So you kind of move the needle, and you're like, now we've got a young team we can build around. We still have Damian Lillard.
Right.
And you kind of look at this team a lot differently.
Yeah, I think the last thing you got to say as well is I think the Blazers' hand is going to be a little forced when it comes to signing a free agent or really being aggressive in a trade because Dame's years are numbered. He's not going to be a superstar for his whole career, obviously. Well, I hope he is, but he will age. And his athleticism will decrease, and he will not be a fringe top 10 NBA player anymore at some point. So you got to be aggressive while you're in Dame's window still. He continues to re-up with this team. He says how loyal he is. I believe him. And the Blazers have to respect that and give Dame a team he can actually compete with. But I think Ayton could be a great pickup because you're walking the line between win now and for the future. I think Ayton walks that line very well because he's young.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting.
Like I said already, this is a signing that I would like a lot more than a Zach LaVine type of player.
He's restricted, though.
He's restricted, so that means you
the
just
Suns
have to
get to match. Suns get to match, and you would be tying up money to Ayton. But if I would rather tie up money to a big than a third guard. The roster imbalance for Portland has been this 3-guard lineup for so long. We've been undersized, and Ayton, if you tie up money to a big, a little more roster balance, then we can maybe fill out. Like, you don't need a star on the wing if you have Ayton. Look at the Suns. Like, Bridges and Crowder are very good players, but they're by no means stars. They just do their job effectively. Suns have great guards in Ayton. The Blazers can just look at the Suns mold and do that if they wanted to with Ayton.
So those are our thoughts on the Ayton. Little rumors going around. Damian Lillard started all of this. Like I say, he's been very active on Twitter as of recently. He'll be the representative for the Blazers at the draft lottery. If you're watching this before the draft lottery, make sure to come and tune in to our live stream that we will be doing during the lottery. 8 o'clock.
Need some luck.
We'll probably start around 7:30.
Need it.
Eastern time.
Top 3 pick.
Top 5 pick.
Top 5.
We love top 3.
Top 3.
We've already talked about those 3 prospects that we could choose between.
Yep.
That's going to do it for the video. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe if you're a Blazer fan and an NBA fan.